Hello and welcome to the Guaranteed Pros Investor webinar. When American consumers, especially millennials and X-Gens, need white-collar professional services, they typically do one of two things. They either hit the internet, check Google, read the blogs and reviews, and then take a chance, or they try to get a friend or colleague or family member to refer them to somebody they know. Our vision is to offer something that's consistently better than a Google search or a personal referral, something that consumers want and already expect but are not getting. It's called GuaranteedPros.com, and it's a site where consumers feel empowered because they get a guarantee on the professionals they hire, along with real customer relationship management and a third-party dispute resolution service if something goes wrong. GuaranteedPros.com is the free consumer site where the consumers find and engage guaranteed professionals. GuaranteedPros.net is for professionals to subscribe and benefit from a host of compelling client acquisition benefits, first and foremost of which is instant differentiation compared to every other professional whose services don't carry a third-party guarantee. And because of that differentiation, better quality client leads that come through the GuaranteedPros.com consumer site, leads that are predisposed to trusting the professionals. And this predisposition to trust will make a huge difference in the quality of the initial conversation that the professional will have with a prospective client. So professionals get instant differentiation and a source of leads that are predisposed to trust. They also get a web-based CRM and consumer marketing platform that's managed and supported by some of the top marketing experts in the world. That platform gives them low-cost, high-quality marketing and advertising lead generation, local, geo-targeted, social, digital, TV, and database marketing, and every conceivable combination of features, services, and analytics that you would expect from a full-service CRM and marketing program. So for professionals, GuaranteedPros.net is a differentiator, a guarantor, a high-quality lead generator, a web-based CRM and consumer marketing platform, a reputation management system, a client dispute resolution system, and a support team of world-class marketing experts. Subscribing to GuaranteedPros.net will enable professionals to grow their business by differentiating themselves from the pack, generating better leads, scaling their marketing budgets, and managing their client retention. Subscription fees range from just $300 to $1,500 per quarter. We're projecting 48,000 professional subscribers by the end of year 3, which is way less than 2% of the total professionals market. And at an 86% profit margin, we expect to generate enough in after-tax earnings to bring our valuation into the range of approximately $187 million, which would be a return for our investors of more than 20 times their money. The consumer guarantee we offer is simple and straightforward. When consumers find and engage a professional through the site, we, GuaranteedPros.com, will guarantee the cost of the professional's initial services. So for doctors, dentists, and vets, for example, the guarantee will cover the cost of the initial visit or the copay if insurance is involved. For lawyers, accountants, CPAs, etc., it covers any unreturned portion of the initial retainer. Bottom line, if the client is dissatisfied and we can't resolve it through our third-party dispute resolution service, we pay the guarantee and the consumer gets their money back. And this is what consumers expect today. They want to be empowered and they want to know that they can get their money back if the professional with whom they take a chance doesn't deliver. And that's why consumers will go to GuaranteedPros.com first before they go to Google and before they ask their friends for a referral. We're launching the initial edition of GuaranteedPros.com in Broward County, Florida in January with great fanfare promoting our When Life Happens theme. We expect GuaranteedPros.com to explode onto the scene and become the trusted source for finding professionals. Now, in addition to professional subscription fees that range from $300 to $1,500 per quarter, we also offer premium marketing services to professionals on a fee basis, as well as targeted sponsorship advertising on each page of our consumer and professional site. Let's look at the projected P&L. I'll start at the top and explain each of the lines that are in bold, and the assumption here is that year one begins when we land the bulk of the $2 million in funding that we're raising. And I'll get to the offering specifics in just a minute. Projected number of subscribing professionals goes from 500 by the end of year one to 48,000 by the end of year three. Now let's keep that in perspective. That's an average of less than 1,000 subscribing professionals per state from a dozen or so professional categories over a 3-year period. In a state like Florida, there are 96,000 attorneys alone, 60,000 dentists, and 6,000 veterinarians. So the idea of one of the most experienced marketing teams in the country being able to sell 1,000 professional subscriptions in Florida over a 3-year period is pretty conservative. Now, assuming we hit our subscription targets, projected revenue, this next bold line down, goes from $650,000 in year one to $86.4 million in year three. A big jump, yes, but also very conservative because these numbers don't include any sponsorship or marketing services revenue, which we will have, and because they're based on an average revenue per subscriber of only $1,300 in year one, ramping to $1,800 per year in year three. And remember, our subscription plans start at $1,200 a year and go up to $6,000 a year for the platinum level. So these numbers assume that the vast majority of our sales will be for the cheapest plans available. Again, very conservative. Next bold line, gross margin, runs in the mid 80% range, very good margins and typical for marketing services companies. And on the bottom line, net income after tax ramps to $18.7 million, approximately 22% of sales by the end of year three. And with numbers like these, the likely exit for our investors will be the sale of the company 3 to 5 years out. So let's talk about that. Price to earnings ratios on publicly traded digital marketing services are running in the 20 to 25 range right now. If we're generating $18.7 million in after-tax earnings by year three, and we get an offer from a public company at, say, little less than half of their own PE ratio, say a multiple of 10 times earnings, that would put the company valuation at approximately $187 million, which would be a return for our investors of nearly 21 times their money. And that's not 21%, that's 21 times the value of their investment. So a $25,000 investment under that scenario would be worth just over $500,000, assuming, of course, that we hit these numbers and that PE ratios remain stable. And keep in mind that most 401ks and IRAs allow you to personally direct your investments into private offerings like these without losing any of your tax benefits. We're already pre-selling professional subscriptions and sponsorships, and we'll launch the GuaranteedPros.com consumer site in November with a grand opening launch in January. To fund the launch, we're raising $2 million in addition to nearly $500,000 in seed money that's already been invested by the founder group. It's a Regulation D 506C private offering of 2 million shares of our Series A preferred stock at $1 a share. With 7 million shares now issued and outstanding, the pre-money valuation is $7 million. If we sell the entire offering, the Series A investors as a group will own 22.2% of the company. We will use the funds to complete the consumer site development, which is already underway, secure our CRM, reputation management, and dispute resolution outsource partners, which is also in process, drive consumer traffic using local lead driving activation via traditional social and digital marketing, drive professional subscriptions through inexpensive email, digital, and association marketing, drive sponsorship sales with a small direct sales team, and fund a general ramp-up in sales and consumer support staff. One thing you need to keep in mind here is that this is a pay-in-advance subscription and sponsorship model. So all of our fees are collected in advance of each quarter, or the subscribers don't get their services. And the bulk of the services they get are electronic and replicable, so our initial and ongoing cash requirements are significantly lower than a typical marketing services startup, and our scalability and upside are significantly higher. Bottom line, GuaranteedPros.com is a low-cash, investor-friendly model with a substantial double-digit upside, and it's a win-win for both constituent groups that we serve, the consumers and the white-collar professionals. It is a consistently better, smarter, virtually no-risk way for consumers to find and engage guaranteed professionals without having to ask for personal referrals or take a chance on a Google search. And it is an instant differentiator, a better quality lead generator, and a marketing and CRM platform for white-collar professionals who struggle daily with the challenges of differentiation, lack of leads, customer relationship management, reputation management, and dispute resolution. So if you're an accredited investor and you want to be included in something that's going to become a household word and that we expect will produce double-digit returns on your capital, please contact us for subscription documents and for answers to your questions.